This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping the foot on the what? On the next. We keeping the foot on the what? On the next. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts his pipes. Now, Hino's Sport has to explain this. Because Hino's Sport feels the need that he has to break this thing down. So get the notepads out and get to the fucking scribbling. So hear me and hear me fucking well. The truth of the fact of the matter is as simple as this. Michael Jeffrey Jordan said, I won 6 NBA championships. LeBron James won 4. Does that make me better than him? Or does that make LeBron James better than me? See, a lot of people, they don't get what Hino's Sport is saying. Because a lot of times Hino's Sport speaks in three-dimensional thinking ability. He speaks in basically basketball 303 lane. And Hino's Sport sometimes have to catch himself because I said, oh shit, these motherfuckers are not on 303 lane. So I have to drop down to 202. Matter of fact, I'm dropping down to 101. So I'm going to break this shit down in simple science. Michael Jordan is speaking in third person. The whole time he was on that podcast or that show, Cigar, Aficionado, he was just basically speaking in third person the whole time. Great ones do this. Hino's Sport is a great one. He's a greatness personification that can't be hindered. It's a greatness personification. Hino's Sport that can't be stopped. It can only be hindered, but it can't be stopped. That's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He's greatness personification that can only be hindered. He can't be stopped. And what MJ is doing in third person is he's not basically saying that, you know, I'm not going to not agree with people that say that I am the GOAT or I'm not the GOAT. MJ's position is definitive. He doesn't believe that he needs to call himself the GOAT. And he's been consistent and authentic as you know what with that. So there's no questioning that. That's literal in of itself. But you got to look at the metaphorical here. And what MJ was doing metaphorically through allegories and through similes. Let me say it again. What MJ was doing metaphorically through allegories and through similes was just basically dropping inklings of making you apply common sense. I won 6. LeBron James won 4. Does that make me better than LeBron or does that make LeBron better than me? Let me break that down to a simple science. If I put in your face that someone wants something more than the other person wanted, I'm leaving it to your imagination to figure out what looks greater in your eyes. What I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me fucking well. Hopefully it didn't go over your heads, because if it did, now I have to bring you back and let me slow this motherfucker down. What MJ did was he put up his NBA championships in your fucking face. And then he put up LeBron James's NBA championship in your fucking face. And by saying the rhetorical question, I won 6, LeBron James won 4. Does that make me better than LeBron, or does that make LeBron James better than me? He's putting it on the consensus because he understands that the consensus says that he is the NBA GOAT by acclamation. You get it now? You see the genius behind what he did? Did you see the mental whipping that Michael Jordan did? See, a lot of people don't get these things because they don't operate at a high level. They don't operate Sun Tzu, aka Art of War, 7 steps ahead of the game, 48 laws of power on that ass. See, this is why Hino's Sport is always 7 steps ahead of the curve on any motherfucker. Even if they're reject Robin variations that bug Hino's Sport on a daily basis. That's a pest against Hino's Sport on a daily basis. Hino's Sport stays 7 steps ahead of the game because Hino's Sport doesn't build contacts, he builds relationships. And that's what Michael Jordan's career is. It's a career of relationships. LeBron James's career is a career of contacts. You see the difference? You see the delineation? You see the distinction? You see the golf? One has built what's called a long lifeline of greatness personification. The other one has built a sham of a lifeline of supposed greatness personification. So when I ask the rhetorical question of I won 6, and LeBron James won 4. Does that make me greater than him, or does that make me greater than you? I'm putting this shit back on you, the consensus, so that now you can regurgitate it back to say who is the NBA GOAT, because MJ understands in the pantheon of greatness personification does not give themselves that distinction. That's why Isaiah Thomas got on LeBron James and he said, I cringe when he called himself GOAT, because that's a common law. You don't call yourself GOAT. It is your peers that are supposed to do that, and it's the consensus that's supposed to do that. Do we see MJ relinquish the NBA GOAT title when the consensus gives it to him? No, he relishes it. He's defended that position. So that means that there's an ego there that wants the position. You get it, your Rudy Poo and your Pro Race. You get it, your classic Dotes and your Turbo Dice. You get it, your ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. He's not going to tell you he's the NBA GOAT, but he's not also going to deny it when people say it about him. So when MJ throws that back in your face, I won 6 and LeBron James won 4, what it does in your mind, it forces you to have to go research MJ's career, and it forces you to have to research LeBron James' career. You get the deep message behind it now. You get the deep codedness behind it. MJ's forcing you to go study. So as you go study, you'll realize one is absolution, 6 for 6. Never let that thing go to 7. 100% NBA Finals averager and performer, and the other one is 4 for 10. An abysmal 40%. A greatest of all trolls. Won a Mickey Mouse title. Won a fraudulent fluky on the spot NBA title. A least path of resistance NBA title. Won an NBA pickup game. So hence, because he put you in an infinite Sukuyumi, a virtual reality. And what did Hino's Sport tell you? When you take off the VR goggles, right? What happens? You're back to reality that MJ is 100% NBA Finals averager and LeBron James is a 40% NBA Finals averager. So when MJ's asking the question, although it seems simple on the surface, it's more complex and deep-rooted underneath the surface. And it's forcing you to have to research. And then once you research, you come back that MJ, by consensus, is the NBA GOAT via acclamation. That's the cold-hearted, that's the unadulterated, and that's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. Hopefully you got the message, y'all. This is Hino's Sport. Checking out.